The box on my stoop isn't mine. It's too clean, too elegant, too intentional to be anything I ordered. Cream-colored cardboard, gold trim, a silk ribbon knotted with precision. I stand there in the early December cold, holding a lukewarm latte and staring at it like it might explode. Because anything sent to me by this family might. The return address is printed in my mother's favorite font, looping, self-satisfied cursive. The Delacroix Foundation. Treasurer's office. My breath fogs in the air. Treasurer's office. That's her, my mother, Elise Delacroix, professional philanthropist, part-time socialite, full-time manipulator of appearances. Whatever is inside the box, I already know it's going to hurt. I carry it inside, kicking the apartment door shut behind me. The box is heavier than it looks. My cat, Ledger, snakes around my legs as I set it on the table. The ribbon slides off too easily. Inside is a stack of silk-wrapped envelopes, ivory paper, embossed seal, invitation, DLACROIX Family Gala, 50th anniversary celebration, the event I was told I didn't have to worry about because it's going to be a small, intimate affair. The same event I now discover has a 38-page packet labeled Financial Overview and Sponsorship Commitments, prepared by Nora Delacroix. My pulse spikes. I didn't prepare this packet, and yet, my name is printed on every page. Page 17 even contains a digital signature identical to mine. Perfect forgery. My stomach drops. Mom's emails start coming in 3, 4, 5, dinging like small detonations. Nora, darling. Confirmed you'll present the financial portion at the gala. Everyone's expecting you. Remember to wear something polished. Dad says the projections slide needs updating. Don't embarrass us. Embarrass them. That's always the sin. I scroll further. Another email, one I nearly miss between the noise. Elise right arrow Gabriel, my father. She'll do it. She always does. Nora needs to feel useful. You know how she gets. The cold in my apartment suddenly feels like it's inside my bones. Ledger bumps my leg again, sensing the shift. I stroke his fur without looking away from the screen. The gala is in 72 hours. I haven't agreed to anything. I haven't seen my parents in 5 months. And yet they have forged my signature on a fundraising document containing projected donations from donors I've never spoken to. If those numbers are wrong, if the IRS audits the foundation, that's my name on the fraudulent report. My phone buzzes, a text from my father. Don't make this difficult, Nora. Your mother is overwhelmed. Step up, like I always did. Like when I managed their bookkeeping at 16 because mom was too busy with board meetings. Like when I filed their taxes at 22 because dad didn't understand the software. Like when I refinanced their house after dad gambled away half his retirement fund. My chest tightens. I walk to the sink. Splash cold water on my face. For the first time in years, I whisper the truth out loud. They're not asking for help, they're setting me up. The box sits on the table like a challenge. Ledger hops onto the chair beside it, tail flicking. The last envelope in the box is addressed to me personally. To our brilliant daughter, we trust you. Don't disappoint us. Mom and dad trust, disappoint, always tied together, always a leash. But something in me snaps like a frayed wire. I pick up my phone. Scroll to Nana Henry, my grandmother. The only Delacroix woman who ever told me to run while I still could. Before I can hit call, a familiar knock sounds at my door. 3 sharp taps, precisely her pattern. I open it. And there she stands. Nana Henry, wrapped in a charcoal wool coat, a look in her eyes like she already knows. You got the box, she says. It isn't a question. And suddenly I realize she didn't come here to comfort me. She came because she knows what they're doing. And she knows what I'll have to do next. I make tea. Nana sits at my table, legs crossed, hands folded neatly. Ledger curls in her lap, purring like he belongs there. Nana looks regal even in her 70s. White hair swept into a smooth twist, emerald rings that catch the light, posture sharp enough to cut glass. She was the first woman to sit on the city's commerce board and the last person anyone in our family wanted to cross. She examines the forged documents with surgical calm. They didn't even bother to vary the line spacing. She sighs. Your mother has grown sloppy. My laugh is brittle. You're not surprised. No, darling, I warned you years ago. They will drain you until there is nothing left but the shell they can parade at fundraisers. The tea kettle clicks off. I pour 2 cups, though only Nana drinks hers. When did you get here? I finally ask. She takes a long sip. When the invitation packet arrived at my door this morning, not the one addressed to you. The one addressed to me? Her voice lowers. They forged yours, they would never dare forge mine. She hands me her packet. The difference is immediate. Mine is filled with fake financial statements bearing my name. Hers is filled with glowing descriptions of my accomplishments, none of which Mom or Dad ever acknowledged directly to my face. You see, Nana says softly, they are selling you to donors like a product. I have seen them do this for decades, but this time they are tying you to illegal projections. If the foundation collapses, they expect you to take the fall. My throat tightens. Why? Why would they do that to their daughter? Nana sets her cup down with a quiet clink. Because you are the only one competent enough to be believable. The words hit like ice. And, she adds, because Elise is afraid of you. I stare. Afraid? Yes, afraid you will eclipse her. Afraid people will see your brilliance and wonder why she has accomplished so little. Afraid you inherited the Delacroix mind she never possessed. I sit. Hard. It feels like someone else's life. But then I remember every spreadsheet she shoved at me. Every tax document she left unsigned until the deadline. Every time Dad said, just make it work, Nora, as if competence were my birthright. Nana continues, voice steady. You are the only Delacroix who can balance a budget without committing fraud. That is why they put your name on this. It gives the numbers credibility. My stomach turns. And if I refuse, Nana smiles faintly. They will accuse you of abandoning the family. They will weaponize your silence. They will tell donors you were unstable, ungrateful. They have done it before. I stare down at the document with my forged signature. I could go to prison. Yes, Nana says, you could. Silence presses between us. But, she adds, that won't happen. Something in her tone straightens my spine. Why not? She lifts her chin. Because you are going to let them believe they have trapped you. A chill shivers through me. And then, my darling granddaughter, you are going to burn their facade to the ground. By afternoon, the Delacroix group chat is exploding. Mom, Nora, sweetheart, please confirm you're updating the slides. Mom, don't make this more emotional than it needs to be. Dad, the valet list is being finalized. I put you down for a +1 in case you've met anyone. Mom, also wear black, it photographs well. Dad, and make sure the tax breakdown section is tight. No errors, no errors. From two people who have never balanced a checkbook without crying. I sit on the studio floor, surrounded by ruined contract proofs that I knocked over earlier when my hands were shaking too much. The smell of ink and paper is grounding, but my thoughts keep spiraling. The gala, the forged reports, my name on 20 pages of false projections. If I show up, I endorse the fraud. If I don't, they say I abandon them. Lose-lose, unless, Nana's voice echoes in my head, let them think they've won the game. I wipe my face and log into the foundation's shared drive. Mom shared access with me last year after accusing me of being difficult when I asked what my legal role was. Bad move. Mom never remembers to revoke permissions once she gets what she wants. There it is. A folder labeled, Fundraising Q4 Projections Final. I open it. Everything is there, spreadsheets, donor commitments, tax drafts. But more importantly, metadata, timestamps, user logs, edit histories showing exactly who changed what and when. And it wasn't me. The spreadsheet tracks Mom's login editing donor names at 2 a.m., Dad adding inflated numbers at 3:13 p.m., Kayla attaching design mock-ups for VIP badges she wasn't asked to make. I clap a hand over my mouth. This is gold. Evidence that the documents were falsified before my name was added. Evidence that they planned to pin it on me. I send the file to a hidden folder. Encrypted. Backed up twice. Then a second idea begins to form. The kind of idea born from exhaustion and fury and a lifetime of being the responsible one. If they want me to present, fine. I'll present. Just not what they think. My phone buzzes. A FaceTime request. Kayla, not answering, text comes through instead. Kayla, OMG sis, did you get Mom's invite? The family's counting on you lol of course. Followed by a second text. Kayla. Also, can you Venmo me $300 for lashes plus hair before the gala? I'll tag business in pics 2 hearts. I don't respond. I scroll to Dad's contact name. Type, can we talk before the gala? Privately. I need to confirm some financial details before presenting. A hook, He bites almost instantly. Dad, of course, tonight at 7. Don't tell your mother yet, she'll make it dramatic. I nearly laugh. Oh, Dad, it's already dramatic. I close the messages and open my notes app. Title, Gala Presentation, Truth Version, but before I can write the first line, my door knocks again. 3 soft taps, not Nana. This rhythm is hesitant. Nervous. I open it and freeze. It's my older cousin, Ari, eyes red, face pale, holding a folder thick with papers. Can I come in? He asks quietly. I step aside. He sets the folder on my table and whispers, they did the same thing to me. My pulse spikes. He opens the folder. Inside are forged documents. Fake signatures. False tax filings, all with Ari's name on them. The room tilts. It wasn't just me. It wasn't accidental. This is a pattern, a strategy, a family tradition. Ari rubs his face. I thought I messed up. I thought the IRS letter was my fault, but I wasn't even in the country when these were filed. I sit down hard. He looks at me, eyes blazing. You're the only one smart enough to fight them. Tell me what to do, I'll help you, whatever you need. Something settles inside me, a decision, a shift, a spark. Good, I say, we're going to need allies. For the first time in hours, I breathe fully. This isn't me versus them, this is us. The forgotten, the exploited, the blamed, and we're done being quiet. At 6:58 p.m., I sit in my car outside my parents' estate, fingers wrapped around the steering wheel hard enough to dent it. The sky is a bruised violet, streetlights flickering on like witnesses hesitant to get involved. Dad asked to meet privately. That usually means, explain your panic attack so your mother doesn't have to hear it. Tell me your hurt feelings so I can invalidate them quietly. Clean up the mess before she sees it. Not tonight. I grab my notebook, the one filled with carefully curated questions designed to make him reveal everything voluntarily. The front door swings open as I walk up the path. Dad appears wearing his softest cardigan, the one he puts on when he wants to seem harmless. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. Nora, sweetheart, come in. I step inside. The house smells like cinnamon and freshly polished lies. He leads me to his office, mahogany desk, decanter half empty. Family portraits lining the walls like trophies. He gestures for me to sit. So, he says, folding his hands, your message sounded urgent. I keep my posture small. Submissive, exactly what he expects. Dad, I'm worried about the financial presentation. He waves a hand. Nothing to worry about. Use the projections your mother finalized. I inhale sharply. I notice some inconsistencies. Numbers that don't match donor records. His jaw tenses. We had to adjust certain expectations, he says slowly. Sponsors pulled out last minute. Your mother panicked. I stare. Adjust expectations is Delacroix speak for falsifying numbers. But, he adds quickly, your mother said you'd fix the slides. Fix them how? I whisper. He pours himself a drink. Just make them believable. You're good at that. Always have been. There it is, the truth dressed as a compliment. Dad, I ask softly, what happens if someone audits the foundation? He stiffens. Why would they? Because the documents contain my name. My digital signature. He freezes. And in that moment, I see it clearly. He knew. He knew Mom forged my signature. He knew because he helped. He takes a slow drink, choosing his words with surgical care. You are the cleanest name in this family, he says. If the finances look like you prepared them, donors won't question. Neither will regulators. My stomach twists. He leans forward, lowering his voice. You're the smartest one here, Nora. That's why we trust you. You make us look good. Not safe, not valued, not loved. Useful. I let my eyes fill with tears easy enough since they aren't entirely fake. So you expect me to take responsibility if something goes wrong? He sighs, patting my knee like I'm a fragile ornament. No one will let it go that far. Just present. Smile. Make the numbers sound pretty. Do this for the family. The family, like a goddamn cult mantra. I sniffle, nod slowly. Okay. His shoulders relax. Knew she'd fall back in line. Knew she'd fold like always. Good girl, he murmurs. My hand tightens around my notebook. When I stand to leave, he gives me one last instruction. And Nora, he adds, wear something elegant. People need to see you as polished, not emotional. I nod, stepping out of the office before my face cracks. In the hallway, I pull out my phone and hit record. Every word was captured. I text the audio file to Nana and Ari. Ari responds instantly, "Holy shit, we have him." Nana responds with a single sentence. "Tomorrow, we bury the Delacroix Foundation." I stand on the porch, wind cold against my cheeks. For the first time in 26 years, I do not feel afraid of them. I feel ready. And the gala is only 24 hours away. The morning of the Delacroix Gala feels wrong. Too still. Too quiet. The city hums beneath my apartment window, but the air in my studio feels suspended, like the breath before a verdict. I lay out the outfit I chose deliberately. A sleek black suit, not a dress. Not something soft, elegant, or compliant. A suit, sharp lines, a blade instead of silk. My mother told me to wear something polished. She didn't specify who I should polish myself into. My phone buzzes endlessly. Mom, Dad, Kayla, distant relatives performing their annual ritual of selective affection. Mom's texts flood the screen. "Nora, darling, the VIP donors arrive at 6. Don't be late. Please try not to look so nervous this year. It makes people uncomfortable. Your blazer from last time was too masculine. Wear something softer tonight." I smile at the last one. Perfect. Ari arrives at my door at 3 p.m. sharp, carrying his suit jacket and a binder so full it bulges at the seams. Inside the binder are his own forged documents, my forged documents, the foundation's metadata, logs a timeline of Dad and Mom's, edits screenshots of Mom telling donors. Nora is handling everything. The audio file from Dad calmly explaining the fraud Nana's handwritten notes. Sharp as knives, Ari sets the binder on my counter. "You ready?" he asks. "No," I answer truthfully. "But I'm going anyway." He nods. We leave the apartment together, not as cousins, but as co-conspirators. As we drive toward the Grand Meridian Hotel, where crystal chandeliers and wealthy families pretend to be moral, Nana calls. She doesn't say hello. "They're nervous," she says. "Your mother is already pacing. Your father is sweating through his collar." "Good," Nana exhales softly. "Stay calm. Tonight is not revenge, it is correction." "It's both," I murmur. She chuckles. "Fine, be poetic, but don't lose control." I swallow hard. "See you there." The hotel looms ahead, tall, golden, unnecessarily opulent. The kind of place where everything can fall apart beneath a velvet curtain. Inside, the lobby buzzes with donors dressed like royalty, all greeting one another with a Delacroix smile. Pleasant, tight, performative. Ari and I approach the check-in table. "Name?" the attendant asks. "Nora Delacroix." He scans a list. "Ah, you're presenting tonight. Your family is already in the VIP lounge." Of course they are. The attendant hands me a badge. Tonight's badge is printed with the foundation crest and one title beneath my name. Financial Director. I stare at it for a beat. Then I smile, pin it to my lapel, and follow the signs to the VIP lounge. The moment I enter, the energy shifts. Mom rushes toward me, cooing like she's greeting a prize-winning pet. "Nora, you look bold." She forces a smile. I said elegant. Dad appears behind her. "Sweetheart, we need to talk about the donor slides." Ari steps forward. "No," he says, calm but firm. "Not tonight." Dad blinks. "Excuse me," I take a breath. "I've made updates to the presentation." Mom stiffens. "What kind of updates?" "The truthful kind." She laughs, brittle, panicked. "Nora, don't start this. Not tonight. The entire board is here. They trust you. They expect you to protect this family." I meet her eyes. "Not anymore." Dad's face goes pale. "You wouldn't embarrass us," he whispers. I lean in just enough. "I'm not here to embarrass you." Pause. "I'm here to expose you." Before they can respond, the ballroom doors swing open. A voice announces, "Please take your seats. The presentation begins in 10 minutes. Mom grabs my arm, nails digging into my sleeve. "Nora," she hisses, "if you ruin this family, I swear." I pull my arm free. "You ruined it yourself." Ari places a hand on my back, grounding me. "You ready?" he whispers. I lift my chin. "Let's burn the facade." We walk toward the stage as the lights dim. The war starts now. The ballroom is a cathedral of wealth, gold trim, white orchids, tables lined with silverware polished to blinding shine. Hundreds of eyes turn toward the stage as I approach the podium. Some faces light with recognition, others with confusion, but the Delacroix elders, they look like statues carved from fear. I breathe in, the microphone hums softly. "Good evening," I begin, voice steady. My name is Nora Delacroix, and I was asked to present the financial report for this fiscal year. Polite applause. A few camera flashes. Behind the front row, my mother sits rigid, smiling wide enough to fracture her jaw. Dad's foot bounces beneath the table. I click to the first slide. Projected numbers fill the screen, false, inflated figures created by my parents. The room murmurs approvingly. I let them. Then I click again. A new slide appears. Title: Accounting Irregularities, Internal Audit Findings. The room goes silent. Mom's smile drops like a mask. Dad straightens in his chair, panic rising in waves. I continue, my voice the calmest it has ever been. In reviewing financial records for the Delacroix Foundation, I discovered several inconsistencies. The slide shifts. Examples of discrepancies: inflated donor commitments, forged financial statements, unauthorized digital signatures, misfiled tax documents, manipulated projections. The donors begin whispering. My mother stands. Nora, her voice cracks like lightning. Stop this at once. I don't look at her. Multiple documents were submitted under my name, I say, but I did not prepare them. Metadata from the Foundation's internal system confirms the actual editors. I click to the next slide. User logs fill the screen. Elise D. Admin editing projections at 2:17 am. G. Delacroix altering donor amounts. Kayla D. uploading unauthorized materials. The room explodes into murmurs. A man in the second row, a major donor, narrows his eyes. Is this true? I lift a folder. Every piece of evidence has been authenticated by internal auditors and independent analysts. Dad surges to his feet. This is slander, he shouts. You don't know what you're talking about. Actually, I say evenly, I do. I press a button. An audio clip begins to play. Dad's voice fills the ballroom speakers. Just make the numbers believable. You're the smartest one here. If the finances look like you prepared them, regulators won't question it. A collective gasp ripples across the room. Mom grabs Dad's arm. Gabe, sit down, but it's too late. Donors are pulling out their phones. Board members are rising from their seats. Security shifts uneasily. I continue, unwavering. My signature was used without consent. My name was attached to fraudulent documentation. I refuse to carry the burden of crimes I did not commit. A beat of silence. Then, I resign from the Foundation effective immediately. Gasps, whispers, shock. I take a step back from the podium, but I'm not done. There is one more thing. I gesture toward the side door. Nana enters, regal, silent, commanding. She walks to the front table and sets down a leather portfolio. Her voice rings clear. The Foundation's endowment, entrusted to me by my late husband, has been legally relocated. Elise, Gabriel, you no longer have access to the funds. Mom staggers. Dad goes pale. Nana looks at them, with decades of disappointment sharpened into one moment. You exploited your daughter for the last time. It feels like the room exhales for me. Like the weight that lived on my chest for 26 years finally dissolves. I step away from the microphone. Ari meets me at the edge of the stage. You did it, he whispers. No, I say softly. We did. The fallout begins before I even leave the stage. 3 board members swarm Nana with questions. 2 donors approach Ari demanding clarification. A lawyer in an expensive suit slips me his card, whispering, "Call me if you need representation." My parents. They sit frozen. Mom's face is ashen, her lipstick smudged at the edges like a wilted rose. Dad keeps murmuring, "This can't be happening," over and over, as if repetition can reverse the truth. Security approaches them politely, firmly. "Mr. and Mrs. Delacroix, we need you to step into the conference room for questioning." Mom rounds on me. "You ungrateful little snake," she spits. "Do you have any idea what you've done? You've destroyed us." Her voice cracks the air. Everyone watches, everyone hears, but I don't feel small, I feel steady, grounded. "I exposed crimes," I correct. "You destroyed yourselves." Dad stands, veins visible in his neck. "We are your parents. Family is supposed to protect each other." I raise an eyebrow. "You asked me to commit fraud." His mouth opens, closes, opens again. No words come. Security escorts them toward the conference room. Mom struggles, twisting, sobbing dramatically, shouting, "Nora, fix this. You fix everything." I turn away. For the first time in my life. As Ari and I move toward the exit, donors whisper, She was the competent one. I always wondered who actually ran things. Her parents should be ashamed. She saved this foundation. My chest tightens with something unfamiliar. Pride. Outside the ballroom, the cool evening air hits my skin like a reset button. Nana joins us, cane tapping softly. "Darling," she says, cupping my cheek, "you broke the cycle." I swallow hard. I feel empty and full at the same time. That, Nana says, is what liberation feels like. We step into the lobby. Reporters are already stationed near the entrance. Word travels fast when wealth is involved. Flashbulbs erupt as soon as they spot us. "Nora, can you confirm financial misconduct? Nana HENRI, is the foundation collapsing? ARI, were you also a victim of forged documents? NORA, are you pressing charges?" Ari shields me gently. "We're not giving statements tonight," he says. "Nana, though? Oh, Nana is built for this." She looks directly into the nearest camera and says, "The Delacroix name will no longer be synonymous with deceit." Reporters explode with questions, but we move quickly through them. Outside, a black car waits. Nana arranged it. As we slide into the back seat, my phone buzzes. Unknown number. Then a voicemail. Mom's voice, frantic, hoarse. "Nora, please. They're talking about criminal charges. You need to come back. Fix this, fix it. They'll listen to you. Why won't you help us?" I delete it. A second voicemail arrives immediately. Dad this time, more subdued. "Sweetheart, your mother is not well. You embarrassed her. You embarrassed all of us. But we can fix this together. Just come home." Home, what a strange word. I block the number. Ari leans his head back, staring at the ceiling of the car. "It's funny," he murmurs. "I thought I'd feel guilty. But I don't. Me neither." Nana pats our hands. "Guilt is for those who did wrong, not for those who survived it." The car pulls away from the hotel. Behind us, the Delacroix dynasty cracks like thin glass. In front of us, unwritten pages. Freedom. A life not dictated by forged signatures or family expectations. For the first time, I am not their daughter. I am my own person. And tomorrow, the world will know exactly who I am. It takes less than 12 hours. By morning, headlines bloom like wildfire. Financial scandal ROCKS DELACROIX Foundation, daughter exposes parents for fraud DELACROIX dynasty, implodes after internal audit leak. My phone vibrates nonstop. Not with family, with opportunity. 3 nonprofits want to hire me as a consultant. A professor from Columbia asks if I'll speak to his graduate auditing class. A law firm offers pro bono representation should the situation escalate. A journalist sends a respectful request for an exclusive interview, but nothing feels real yet. I'm sitting in Nana's sunlit breakfast nook, wearing one of her oversized cashmere cardigans, drinking the strongest coffee I've ever tasted. Ledger lounges in the window like he owns the estate. Nana places a thick folder in front of me. I blink. "What's this?" "Your future," she says simply. Inside are legal papers, a draft charter, financial statements, a trust document, all bearing my name. Not theirs, mine. "I've dissolved the portion of the Delacroix Foundation tied to Elise and Gabriel," she explains. "Their access is revoked permanently. The remainder, the ethical remainder, will be reorganized under a new entity." My throat tightens. "Nana, I don't want their empire." "It's not theirs. It never was. They only pretended to build it. You, however, have earned the right to create something without their stain." I run my fingers over the embossed lettering. The NORALINE initiative founded by Nora Henry Delacroix, my full name, used for something good. "I can't run a foundation," I say softly. "Yes," Nana replies, "you can." I shake my head. "I don't want to become them." "You won't," she says, "because you know what deception looks like, and because you have something your parents never possessed." "What?" "Integrity," Nana says, "and the strength to walk away when something is broken." My eyes burn. "But I'm tired, Nana, so tired." She reaches across the table and takes my hands. "That's why you won't do this alone." As if on cue, Ari walks in with pastries. "I'm in," he declares. "I want to help build something real this time." I laugh through a tear. "You two planned this." "Of course," Nana says. "Delacroix women plan everything." Before I can respond, my phone buzzes again. This time, it's from an unknown number. The preview reads, "You destroyed our lives." I close my phone gently. No anger, no fear, just quiet clarity. I turn to Nana. "What do I do about them?" she smiles, slow and cert. You let the consequences handle them. That is no longer your burden. The afternoon brings one more surprise. A letter, a physical letter, delivered by courier. Inside, a restraining order request filed by the Foundation's board against Elise and Gabriel Delacroix. The board acted faster than I expected. To protect its assets, Nana says, and its reputation, they were never as loyal as your parents believed. I breathe out, slow, measured. Free, Ari raises his coffee mug. To the Nora Initiative, I raise mine. To rewriting everything. We clink mugs as winter light pours through the windows. The Delacroix era is over. Something better is beginning, and it has my name on it. People talk about justice like fireworks. Loud, explosive, dramatic, but justice, when it finally comes, it sounds like silence. Real, honest silence, the kind where your phone doesn't ring with demands, where no one calls you sweetheart like an obligation, where the air isn't thick with expectation. 1 week after the gala, I sit alone on my balcony, wrapped in a blanket, ledger curled on my lap. Snow drifts softly across the city. Each flake feels like a clean page landing gently on old ink. My phone buzzes once. A voicemail from Dad, I don't listen. A second, from Mom, deleted, blocked. Quiet, I'm learning to love this. Inside, my laptop glows with documents for the Noraline Initiative. Mission statements, outreach plans, ethical guidelines. Nana insisted that every decision be deliberate, transparent, accountable. For the first time in my life, responsibility doesn't feel like punishment. It feels like possibility. Ari is coming over later to discuss board members. Real board members, people with integrity, not socialites looking for tax write-offs. I sip my tea and feel warmth settle into my chest. This, I think, is what a life of my own feels like. Then, the doorbell rings, unexpected. I stand slowly, setting ledger aside, padding quietly to the door. When I open it, I freeze. Mom stands there, no makeup, coat askew, hair unbrushed, eyes swollen. She looks like a ghost wearing my mother's skin. Nora, she whispers. I don't move, I don't speak. She wrings her hands, trembling. I know I'm not supposed to be here, but they froze our accounts. The board cut us off. The lawyers, I hold up a hand. No, her mouth opens. Nora, please. You're my daughter, we need you, I need you. You need, words that once hooked me like fishing wire. Today, they fall flat. You're violating the restraining order, I say softly. Her face crumples. Nora, I made mistakes, I know that. But can't you just help us get back on our feet? I stare at her. At the woman who used my competence like a credit line, who forged my signature, who weaponized love and obligation until they were indistinguishable. No, I say, she flinches like I slapped her. Nora, you didn't make mistakes, I say calmly. You made choices. Her breath hitches. I don't know how to live without the foundation, she whispers, voice cracking. Your father doesn't know how to survive without me. We just need you, please. There's a time in my life when I would have broken completely. Folded, cried, let her back in. But that girl died the night she forged my name. I take a breath. You will figure it out, I say, the same way I did. She reaches for me, I step back. Her hand falls, tears well in her eyes. You're really choosing them over us? She whispers. I shake my head. I'm choosing me. The door closes softly, not a slam, not a scream, a boundary, for the first time a real one. I stand there for a long moment, forehead resting against the cool wood, feeling the quiet settle back around me like a warm blanket. Ledger nudges my ankle. Inside, the world is calm, peaceful, mine. Tomorrow, I begin building something new, not out of obligation, not out of survival, but out of choice. And tonight I allow myself to breathe knowing this. I didn't just escape the Delacroix legacy. I ended it. And in the silence that follows destruction, there is space for creation. For the first time, I am free.